You know what, people, we live. I said I'm just gonna throw us in there, just fuck it. But you know what happened? I forgot to set up our whole intro and all that type of good stuff. So, you know, let's go back. All right, y'all ain't
Do
mad.
it.
Take this. I'm gonna knock these stickers off.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Yo, I suck at this technology, but I'm done having fun. What's up, people? We in here. We are live for episode number 14 of the Heroes No Capes podcast. Appreciate y'all coming through. I'm joined here today by my co-host, my homies, Ego. What's up, bro? Talk to the people. What's going on with you?
What's going on, guys? You guys for another episode. We're ready to go. We're coming in hot. Let's do this.
All right, we got some people in here already. We appreciate y'all. Emotionally unstable amphibian. I said repping for the beast. He up in here. What up, man?
Yeah.
Listening to these fucking human problems. I feel you, bro. I'm glad I'm only 50% of these dumb fucks. But Shake from Hunger Team. Hi, guys, back for a second time.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
What up, Shake Zula? All right. Y'all not saying hey to the dogs. We not talking to y'all.
Man, listen. I got these dogs.
But, what up, bro? All right, you gonna go handle that or what? What's going on? All right, Chad, he handling his dogs. Hey, we came in retarded already, I understand. But we here today. We here to have fun, okay? Y'all here for another episode. We've been blessed to do this, okay? To be here to give y'all another episode. And we've been blessed by you guys to come here and actually listen to us. So what we got today, well, I guess I can save talking about what we're going to talk about for when he actually comes. But we're not trying to always shit on everything that's going on. It's just they be fucking up so often. It just happens, you know? And it's funny. And you can see the deliberate attempts to, like, disrespect everything that came before with our media. But we're here for a reason, people. We're here because we loved them at some point, because media was great. All right, because we're passionate, because we love these things, and we want to see them thrive. We want to see them come back. All right, when I buy Disney, okay, I'm telling y'all, I will give Marvel back Marvel, whoever wants that. I will give Lucasfilm back to whoever wants that. National Geographic, I might keep that. Because, you know, I'm into the animal shit. We'll talk about it. But we're going to erase the whole Disney woke era. Or better yet, we're not going to erase it. I'm just going to distance it so far, and I'm going to shame it and let everybody know, like, don't pay no attention to that. It happened, okay, but let's not repeat those mistakes. All right. Hail the Lord. What is up,
Hey,
bro? My man's in here. This is a real supporter of fucking this
Yeah.
movement and everything that's happening. And I'm sure we all here because of the free speech and, you know, being passionate about being able to be ourselves. You want me to send the wolf wheel signal over there?
You might have to, bro. Let me see. It's always barking. Give me another minute. My bad.
I might shatter the bookcase. You know what I'm saying? Have his figures vibrating off the wall. Y'all, I honestly forgot the topics. Like, I know what we talking about today, but off the top of my head, since he not here and I was about to get into the intro, out the gate, so Angus McLean of Lightyear, you know, the Lightyear director, creator, whatever, he's been going at some people, all right, online. I'm one of those people. He said trolls, all right, and then the trolls came out. And so they over there on his ass right now. And I was like trying to give him some actual critique, but then he was being like a little salty little asshole. So I was like, okay, I'm about to have fun with you, sir. So that happened. He's back.
My bad.
So
there actually was someone at the door. My bad.
Okay. I was getting to the intros. I was telling people what we talking about.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I've been talking forever. I'm pass it to you, man. Let them know what's going on.
Man, I'm not sure if y'all saw this. You know, did y'all hear about the Woman King? It was supposed to be the bestest movie ever. They're trying to say that the Dora Milaje from Black Panther are based on these real Amazonians called the Goje. I'll talk about that because, I mean, there's some specifics, and I'm pretty sure there's some history that they're going to leave out. So kind of my take on all of that. Again, we're not trying to get on things all the time that are doing terribly. It's just the fact that when you see something in your media and it's something that you actually want to see, these are things you maybe want to be aware of, especially that. And talking about a review from actually Time Magazine on Thor: Love and Thunder. Not what you think. I'll have to read that to you guys in a second as well.
Okay, yeah. I forgot all about that movie, but
yeah.
See, people, we supposed to be talking to y'all about Thor: Love and Thunder. That happened. You was talking about this and the Dora Milaje and how my thing is, I believe all this media shit is connected to like some social thing that they trying to, you know, engineer in people or whatever. But yeah, strong woman agenda was all up in Black Panther, but that was in the lore, you know, that group. So it was perfect timing for them. And now Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, they talking about that as well as this movie. And then with Thor: Love and Thunder, Valkyrie, this whole woman king thing that I'm especially seeing pushed with black skin or brown skin is just weird to me. But while they continue to fuck this shit over and use it for their narratives and agendas, as Hail the Lord just pointed out, yes, Rippaverse is on his way. So Mr. Eric D. July, Young Ripper 5'9", has finally announced or kind of shown some stuff, gave his promotional trailer for his upcoming comic book universe, not just a book, this actual world that he's building in order to compete with mainstream media and to just leave his foot in the ass of the comic book world, you know, leave an impact and kind of get people excited or back to that state when we first discovered comics, you know, that euphoric, like, oh my goodness, these super dudes with these amazing bodies and they kicking ass and having issues in real life, but they overcoming that shit and all that. And yeah, man, like that type of stuff. So we about to see some of that be brought back. And I love it. Hail the Lord, what you say? The Woman King is not on my list and things to kill my time with. No, thank you. The title itself is disrespectful. Exactly, that title is disrespectful. But again, I'm seeing that pushed up on colored people, and y'all know Kevin Samuels rest in peace,
Rest
sir,
his
and all
soul. Yes.
the good that he was trying to do. His thing was these women that were trying to be all aggressive and manly and not, letting the man lead. So again, I'm just saying how all of this shit's kind of intertwined, and it's going to deconstruct us as a society or put us in a place of dependency upon that outside, that external factor, that government, because our lives don't move unless they move them for us. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of went on a little tangent, or I don't know, a little thread, whatever. But that's what's going on. So also, an issue that I'm seeing, and a lot of others, is people being in control of these companies, these products that don't really care, love them, don't embody the characters. Chris Evans is fucking Captain America, for example. Shit like that, But we got a clip of some people that actually did love and respect their product, so we're going to react to that. We're going to speak on that a little later. But that's what's lacking right now in media. People that actually care. People that are not actually qualified to work on the projects that they have. Taika Waititi come out and ask Natalie Portman, do she want to be in a fucking Star Wars movie? You know what I'm saying? He trying to swing his dick around. We know he messing with Tessa Thompson already. So he like, hey, you can get in on it too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be in Star Wars? Hey. She like, nigga,
hold
what?
my lifesaver.
Nigga, what? I've been in 3 of them. But yeah, that's what's going on. Again, Ego, do you want to start it off with Love and Thunder, man?
Yeah. Let me go and share the screen with y'all so y'all can see this. And so you share the screen. All right, give me 1 second. Again, your boy is not the most techie up in this piece.
Yeah, we've been learning this as we go. And I'm pretty proud of where we at right now for being some technological dumb fucks and boomers.
Exactly.
But hey, we here and y'all are here, so something working.
Okay. All right, you see it on the screen on there?
Yeah, we looking at it.
All right, so here we go. Once it loads up, look at this. This is from Time Magazine. Look at the whole caption on here at the top. It's got, Lord, if I had strong internet. There we go. Thor: Love and Thunder is a snooze. Not exactly what you're expecting from some kind of legacy media here. All right, so I'm about to read from you the very first paragraph of how this goes because it sets the tone, right? In the early days of the modern superhero film, let's say roughly 2008, around the time of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, it was heresy to suggest that characters adapted from comic books were kid stuff. No, these were serious adult demigods, steeped in mythology, as laid out by Joseph Campbell, worthy of our admiration and study. From that point on, it would never be time to put away childish things. We could keep them with us always, even long after we became moms in tunic tops and bearded dads in long shorts. Again, so they're setting the tone, letting you know, hey, these were actually characters that we could grow up with. They actually faced real dilemmas. They were stories that were based on the gods of either Greek or Athenian mythology, and these can actually go with us, all right? I'm going to skip the second paragraph here for a second because it starts to get juicy around the third paragraph, right? As Love and Thunder opens, Thor is traveling the galaxy with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew. Meanwhile, the love of his wife, the woman who broke his Nordic god heart, astrophysicist Jane Porter, Natalie Portman, is back on Earth. She now sports an Instagram mom haircut. No one can avoid the vagaries of aging. Again, starting off savage with this one. But she's also dying of cancer, which is hardly fun. Suddenly, she remembers the power of Mjolnir, and she knows just where to find its broken pieces. She travels to Thor's rebuilt home territory, New Asgard, now an amusement park, where she does something. We don't see what. Next thing we know, she has been transformed into a muscular she-Thor with flowing blonde tresses, and Mjolnir has transferred its loyalty, once reserved for Thor, to her. Now, Abomination, AJ, thoughts so far on what I just read about how she magically becomes she-Thor?
Bro, I honestly have no thoughts. I was aware of this in the comic, which is the excuse for this shit. I'm seeing a lot of these shields come out and be like, fucking especially Grace Randolph. Well, it looks in the comic and all this type of shit, and I'm just like, they did that intentionally. So I've heard this bullshit before. She
Mm-hmm.
got cancer, so she's worthy all of a sudden or some shit. But I don't know, man. Snooze. You can continue on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess the weird thing is if you're saying that Natalie Portman was worthy, wouldn't that then make Iron Man worthy, who gave his life up to save the entire multiverse from Thanos? Like, how do you actually just know where to find the pieces as they're dying of cancer? Just like, oh wow, I'm stage 4. This chemo ain't working. You know what? I need that Milner injection. Come on
Well,
now.
so, and I don't even know how true this is. I just scroll past it on Twitter, but when asking Christian Bale about the MCU and his knowledge, and his response, what I saw was he remembers some big bloke after some stones or some shit. So I'm
Good
like, you know
God.
what? Your main villain don't even know the world that he in. Chris Hemsworth only knowledgeable because he been there since the beginning,
Exactly.
possibly. Natalie Portman, how much does she give a fuck? Like Taika Waititi, come on now.
Exactly. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Tessa Thompson, she in there just self-insert. I'm gonna be king in here. I'm gonna be validated. My real life will be validated because I'm on top. I bet she be topping Taika Waititi. That's why, bro.
I mean,
Real talk, bro. The shit that they doing in this movie is just like some metaphor for what they got really going on in their life.
and they're like, exactly.
And you
Stop
said,
writing. Go ahead.
and you said this, bro. You said that the products that we see in this entertainment is these people's therapy. And if
Exactly.
they don't need therapy, if they don't feel like they need therapy, they just gonna be flamboyant and double down on the shit that they doing.
Exactly.
Did we see Thor in that movie? Did we see him like naked at some point?
Yeah, they do. They show him. Well, it's like one of those back scenes where it's butt and everything like that, but they don't show fronts.
But we
But the
saw
thing
him
is-
naked. So
Right.
So what is
Go ahead.
Taika Waititi doing? Did he was that? You know, we want to say it's for the women, but it's his movie. Was that for him? I'm telling you, bro. Who calls Tessa Thompson king?
Okay.
All right, man, keep going. Keep
points,
reading.
no, thanks. Points. I'm gonna skip the little 4th paragraph here, but I'm gonna read this point to where they actually get into it. Right. So they say Thor: Love and Thunder is packed with gags and jokes, advertising itself so loudly as fun that it ceases to actually be fun. This is the way with Waititi, a gifted director who, now that he's no longer required to wield a light touch, seems to have forgotten how to do so. He also appears, in spirit at least, as the voice of Thor's right-hand pal Korg, so kind of a self-insert though. The effects are broad and flat and colorful, and like most modern computer-generated visuals, do little to inspire wonder. When you can create anything you want with manufactured images, these highly manipulated moving pictures end up being a big yawn. We've reached that point. I'm actually going to stop right there on it because I think that's pretty much almost the last thing that's on there. But
Okay.
just wanted to show you guys that if Time Magazine is seeing a problem, then it's got to be bad, especially with it being this is the opening weekend. And we're talking about you're supposed to be seeing major reviews giving it all the praise. And you see Time Magazine, a legacy media, saying, hey, this is boring. We've seen this and it's repetitive. How could something be the newest and the greatest if it's no different than the last one you made? But anyway, go ahead, man. I've been talking for a while now, so I'm throwing it back to you.
No, you haven't, man. You can keep it, but I will say, yeah, and somebody else even said this in the chat. Ryan Unknown, bye. I love it. Even critics can't cover for Marvel. So I'm not watching any of this shit when it comes out. I'm not giving them my money, but I watch reviews. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep up. I want to be knowledgeable. If I'm a snitch, I'm gonna be accurate. That's the
Right.
standard, I think. Or if you're gonna talk shit, be accurate. So, and I watch these, and I'm watching spoiler reviews. You can't spoil shit. It's in a comic book already. So you have an idea of the story. You just gonna be pointed out if you already know. It's just gonna be pointed out or stick out to you that this motherfucker that's creating it or writing it don't know. But anyway, goddamn, what was I saying? I lost it. How the fuck? Oh no. So the shields, the media who's like, so in watching these reviews, everybody's like, it's too many jokes. It's over the top. You kind of steal where you are with Thor. Just they will say it has these issues, yet consume. Go see the other one.
Right.
So, or go see it. Go take your family. Go see it multiple times, and we hype for the next one. So, Like, nah, man, they can't hide it, but they still like, again, go support it. Just give us more. So
More money, right?
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing where we are now. Go ahead.
Hell, the Lord says between Wonder Woman and Shazam, they continue to haunt the MCU. I didn't even like Shazam. So I mean, there you go.
I would say this: Wonder Woman was pretty kick-ass. I mean, even the way they introduced her in Batman v Superman, even though I know that she wasn't originally supposed to be there, the fact that she showed up, had the shield, she blocked what was supposed to be, oh god, why am I forgetting, the main villain. I'm mad I'm blanking on it, but
is it Cheetah?
No. I'm talking about the very first one when she was in Batman v Superman, and they made.
I didn't see.
I know, but it's pretty much they're doing it from the death of Superman. But the minute she blocked his eye ray, Doomsday. My bad, Doomsday. The minute she blocked Doomsday, and then they I was hype as hell. Like in the theater when I saw it, everyone was like, "Yo, yes, this is what we're looking for." And when she had her own movie, putting it in, I guess World War II. And all the effects they did, it was a great original movie. Irony is it was supposed to go back further than that. It was supposed to be like she's about to be in the sometimes like 1850, 1860s. But between that and Shazam, which was saying, hey, it's a separate movie. We don't know if it's going to be included in the DCEU. But, this character, he's a kid. He's got heart, but he's Philly bred, Philly raised. And I lived in Philly. And for the most part, I was like, hey, that's Philly. That's the attitude. That's the expectation. Family over everything. But, we can still be kind of jerks. That's East Coast vibes. So for those movies to be original and have heart, I think it's what and then what they're saying is MCU is trying to kind of emulate that. It haunts them because it had its own heart. And MCU just manufactured consuming.
All right, so y'all talking about Wonder Woman. I heard my headphones. It sound like they probably die. I will address that when it comes to it. But it's not really a segue. We don't have to stay here. But my current video I'm working on is how these live action adaptations are nothing close to these characters in their actual conception. All right, comics, cartoons, video games, and whatnot. And you spoke about Wonder Woman, and I could just see from a trailer, I'm like, I will not be amused. I will not be entertained. I will not believe that's Wonder Woman, regardless of how people feel about it, whether they like it or not. And I'm gonna give you an example. It's animated, but we all know DC's animated movies are fucking top tier.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is an amazing character, but I'm gonna show y'all this shit over here just to be like, why would I go spend my money to watch a movie by somebody who don't know or care when I can just sit here and become invested in something like this?
Yeah.
And like the choreography of a fucking animated film, they have fun.
Yeah.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Whew.
Enjoy this clip with us, folks. Cause there's some bad
That's
female,
awesome.
Kick assery.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm seeing that character be handled better than fucking Beast Boy and Teen Titans. What's this? Young Justice.
Young Justice. Yeah.
Sorry.
Look at that strong woman agenda. The Flash is fucking. He out of it.
He always mesmerized.
We got women going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that they trying to push is like, bro, we already have it. We don't need you coming over here telling us we're fixing this.
Exactly.
You misogynist.
Ain't nothing to fix.
Yeah, nah. I don't hate women. I love to see some badass women looking good.
Yeah.
Doing some athletic shit.
Exactly.
I got her.
No.
We can keep going.
She's mine.
She's mine.
I'm not. Exactly.
Look at that.
Woo.
On the stick. Or the spear.
Yeah. Got him. Exactly. Boom.
Come on,
Knocked out with
disrespectful.
Knocked out.
But funny. Wow. Creative. Comic
Exactly.
book shit.
Exactly. That's real fighting.
Come on now, she flipped. I'm so
Fantastic.
tired of seeing motherfuckers that can fly just get thrown
Look
into
at that.
shit.
A belly to belly suplex on top of it. Come on now.
Mixed martial artists. Why the fuck do we not see this caliber in movies?
Exactly.
Look at that.
Submit.
Submit.
That's hot.
Listen to him.
Exactly.
That's what Taika Waititi trying to do, but he doing it with Thor. Wrong fucking movie, bro. Go work on
Wrong
fucking
one.
a Wonder Woman
Wrong
or some
one.
shit. After
Wrong
you
one.
educate thyself, my brother, on comic
Exactly.
book history and more.
The other thing is the fact that even when they tried to make the live action version of Wonder Woman, it was based on Xena Warrior Princess. Because everyone knows from the 90s, she was that chick. You know, when you hear that, you were like, oh, she about to throw the thing, and it's about to go down.
And that was some shit that came before. That so
Exactly.
like they coming out now talking about y'all haven't been doing this, bro. I'm not even a fan of the Alien movies, but as I'm hearing this like argument being thrown around just by American culture, I was like, hold on, there was a whole chick fighting aliens back in the 70s, 80s or some shit.
80s, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't watch it, but I know. So how fucking arrogant do you have to be to come out and say you have this problem? You people have this problem. I will come in and fix it. I will save thee from thyselves. Change, bigot, or die off like a dinosaur.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of think of it like this. Did you ever see Cable Guy? A long time
Larry
ago
the
with
Cable
Jim
Guy?
Carrey. No.
You know what? Okay,
Like Cable Guy with Jim Carrey.
I've seen it, but so long ago.
So I think this is partly what it is, right? Let's say I know the divorce rate is 50%, and around 80% of at least children in black homes grew up without a father. Correct. So in the movie, I'm listening.
I'm about to go get my headphones. I'm listening.
No, do your thing. That's good.
All right.
That's fine. Good. But I think that in the movie Cable Guy, she sits the son right in front of the TV and says, hey, mom's got to go out to happy hour, meet with the girls, maybe meet a guy. And so basically you see this kid being raised by television. And so if you're raised by television, you're always trying to watch what's popular, what's in the now, and what's in the know. Typically, men, when we have a favorite show, we have a favorite show. And that's almost all we'll watch. It could be 30 or 40 years old, but we will keep watching it. Trust me, I used to go into nursing homes when I did part of my assessments for hearing tests. These men would be watching the same The Duke or Bonanza or any show that was popular when they were maybe 12 or 13, they're still watching it, which means that they'd still be watching it when they're in their prime, which means their sons and their daughters are watching it. They're being raised on the classics. But I think with more fathers outside of the home and more mothers trying to stay current with what's new and what's happening, the kids are always on what's current and what's happening. And if you're raised on what's current and what's happening and no one's teaching you about the classic for which these new and happening shows or conversations are based upon, then you can be manipulated into anyone telling you, hey, this is what's going to be hailed as a classic. I mean, how many times do we see movies that are coming out now and they're already hailing it as an instant classic, and it's only been out for 2 weeks? It used to be to where we'd have to wait years, go back and say, hey, you know what? It was critically deadpan, but hey, it really kind of is a classic. I know movies people would say like maybe Donnie Darko's one. That's always a cult classic, but it might not have done so well at the box office or when it even came out. But people will go back years later and say, hey, this is a really good movie. We should watch it for these themes, these elements. What is it trying to tell us? What's the overall tone? What's the message? But I think now when we're just trying to go with the spirit of immediacy and with a lot of single parent households, I think our young generation is being raised to say what's new and what's current, and they're not being taught which the what's current is being based upon. So when you change the foundation and you build upon that, I think that's the agenda we're seeing being pushed. And I'm not sure if a lot of people really understand or know that. But once you've got a concept of what was and you see things for what they are and you kind of see it dispassionately, you can pick out points of someone trying to push an agenda when the story they're trying to base the real events on are nowhere near close or factual.
I heard some of what you said, but I know that point of the young people growing up, kids growing up now, this is their media, so they have no frame of reference of what's actually great. My
Right.
issue is the fucking Lion King. So, and I'm like, I can see how a lot of people could actually enjoy that or these remakes if it's their first experience.
Right.
But once you have something to compare it to, bro, MCU. Once you actually have something to compare it to, it's like the fucking Wonder Woman. Like this shit is trash. So, and that's why I said when I buy Disney, I will erase the woke era. But I've heard the argument that like we mad at Disney like remaking or adapting shit when that's the basis of Disney. Like that's all they've done. All of their stories are retold or retellings of other stories. And true, but that's the way verbal storytelling is. It changes over time. You see Disney take it and be like, this is my version of it. But Disney is saying that this is Disney's, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
They'll say Disney's The Lion King or
That
Disney's Cinderella.
the Little Mermaid, whatever that's based off of, you know, Cinderella, yeah, whatever that's based off. So these tragic stories, and they take it and they turn them into palatable fucking stories of magic and wonder and overcoming for a
Children.
broad audience. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say children, but bro, I'm still passionate about it today. And even adults can watch Disney movies and see something if they're critical, if they're actually looking for like themes and elements of mythos in them and fables. You can learn a lot regardless of your intellect level. Like the Lion
yeah.
King introduced death to me as a
Yeah.
fucking child. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
funny that this goes back to me saying Disney has become their exact villains. Disney has become Scar.
Yeah.
Disney is out there grooming fucking children right now. But the Lion King told us, look out for groomers. They can be in your own fucking family.
Family. Yep. Yep.
So like you can only do that by not knowing what came before. And it's like, hold on, bro. You told the story before. You living it out. You are not the good character. Are you going to do
No.
something about it? We're
Yeah.
speaking up. We're saying something. You're not paying attention. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. I get what you're saying. I mean, especially when you're young, you need to know certain elements early on, good and evil. You need to know that, especially when it's in your own family. Hey, they teach you about jealousy. They teach you about looking out for your family, and they teach you that sometimes no matter what you do for family, they're still going to try to stab you in the back. So you got to have what you have tight and under guard. I think this whole sympathy with the devil thing about remaking these villains and casting them as anti-heroes is going to lead to a lot of confusion. Because if you're saying nothing can be all good, nothing can be all bad, then you are going to end up in a situation where you meet someone that has true bad intentions for you, and you're not going to see it coming.
Right.
It used to be these shows that we watched early on were supposed to teach you about what's good, what's acceptable, how a friend is supposed to be, how someone that actually likes you for you was supposed to be, and the people that mean you ill will. You know, again, I was maybe 17 or 18 when the Avatar came out, like The Last Airbender. My brother might have been 7 or 8, my youngest brother, but we watched it, and they were both themes that we could understand. Themes about loss, themes about having responsibility thrust on you at an early age. You know, by the time I was Aang's age of 10, like I was watching my 3 younger brothers. My parents had to go out and get groceries. So that's a lot of responsibility for a 10 or 11-year-old. But I'm watching, oh, Aang had a responsibility too. When you have responsibility, oh, this is how you act. Oh, I see. But with these current change of telling us about our pronouns and what we're supposed to like in bedroom behaviors at 10 or 11, it's no wonder that, you know, I think that a lot of this gender identity is the new goth that we had in the 2000s, with the way that they're making it seem that it's so explosive. And when something you have as corporately sponsored as gender identity, I mean, is it really niche anymore? Or is it something that's going to be just popular for the sake of everybody's doing it?
Yeah. As far as the I guess the you spoke about the agenda or like being directly on the nose with like this god dogma, I guess, or this cult like behavior with this shit. Angus McLean, you know, could we
Oh yeah.
do I want to go into that or bring that up? Y'all
Go right ahead, bro. Y'all
okay.
was getting into it.
So man, let me find it, but cause you know I tweet a fucking lot. I just have fun. But yeah, so this right here, this, and I will share this for y'all. And others have spoke about Angus McClain. After I had this conversation with this dude, that's when I went on YouTube and I saw that people were,
Tell people who you might want to let people know who Angus McClain is, because I didn't know until you told me.
So I didn't know that when I was having this conversation, I didn't know that people were reporting on it. But I knew he was the director of Lightyear, the Lightyear movie that's dying right now, if it's even still in theaters. And I see that people was like reporting to, I guess, so to go further into it, the background, somebody posted and was like, I don't see why people don't like Lightyear. Me and this person had fun. He retweeted that and was like, basically trolls. Some Hobbit or Lord of the Rings reference, and then he said trolls was the reason his movie was doing poorly. Not the movie, not anything of his own doing, not because of what he did, but trolls have put up some type of internet block to anybody's access to Lightyear and what it actually is as a movie. And kept them from seeing it. But so that's what happened. So his name pops up on my Twitter feed, and I was like, oh, I've been making YouTube videos on you. Here you go, responding to somebody. And this is the funny part, because there was this mystique of Hollywood and who these people were. But now, I was like, bro, you being thrown to the wolves right now. You actually responded to somebody. I said, I'm coming in. I'm about to shoot my shot. So
stay ready,
bro. So then I go in, and I didn't go in bad faith. I critique because I love Disney. I'm passionate, and I'm just bringing it to people's attention of what's happening, the noticeable transition. It can die or it'll keep moving. I don't give a shit, but I will be here to speak on it. Because again, I want God to look back at me and say, servant, well done. You were a piece of shit, but you fought for greatness. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So that's what happened. And during our conversation, I'm not even gonna go into all of it, okay? But during the conversation, I told him, I was like, you and Disney, you as an extension of Disney, forgot everything about creativity and telling a good story for your agenda, to push your agenda. I was like, you made Buzz a character. You painted him this narrative or this person like y'all do in real life. Again, bigot, transphobe, all that type of shit. Everybody telling me I didn't like the movie because of the kiss. And I was like, I hated it before the woke shit was even seen in the trailer. But I'm like, bro, to push your agenda, even though Buzz was not the character that you wanted him to be, you turned him into that.
Right.
So this dude says, and I quote tweeted him, he was like, what was the agenda that was prioritized over creativity and good stories, And I was like, bro, you know what I'm talking about, basically. But I have a conversation with somebody else on another thread, and I was like, and they talking about the movies, it inspires change and all this type of shit. You a bigot because you didn't like it, and talking about how, anyway, he says this, that Christians or whatever, conservatives think gay people are an abomination and they not human. I was like, abomination is still human. I'm pretty sure Lightyear ain't changing no real bigots. Ain't no real people that hate these folks watching no damn animated movie. But then this person says, it's not there to change the minds of bigots. Bigots aren't human and they don't matter. It's there to tell POC, LGBT plus people that they matter. Something you clearly disagree with. So then I quote tweeted him, what was that agenda? And I said, this agenda.
Yep.
And yes, the trolls have come out and they have been on his ass. Like I said, he's been thrown to the wolves. But I told him, I'm not coming to you as a troll, bro. I'm telling you because I'm genuinely seeing this, and I would like for y'all to change. You drawing your line in the sand. People will speak with their money, but what up? Oh shit, Drunk in the chat. Drunk, you hear me going off? You hear me going off? Yeah, bro. Like I'm in here sweating in this motherfucking hot garage. But so that whole interaction, and I'm like, bro, Disney. It's like we see it. We see what's going on and we're speaking on it, but instead of saying, hey, Disney, huddle up. We need to do something different. They like, nah, let's double down. Let's keep going. And that makes me think that there's somebody even higher than them. Sure, I'm a conspiracy theorist, all that good stuff. But it's somebody orchestrating all of this social engineering. the Miles Morales book, everybody didn't fuck up in the same direction of racism and came together on that Miles book. You had to have somebody to write that racist shit. You had to have somebody to draw this racist shit. You had to have somebody to approve this racist shit. You had to have somebody to influence this racist shit in this dude's mind that says he has no actual reference to what black people live like or are like. And then you see Disney come down and they buying everything. We buying everything. Why? So that we can put our dick in everything and see the product of it. See what we create out of all of them. Disney is just impregnating all of these fandoms. I'm going off, bro. I'm going off.
No.
There's something else at stake. And the reason our media is being used is because people don't pay attention. They don't care. They ask us, they like, why you care? It's a fictional character. They come out and tell us to love it and consume. And we like, no, because this. And they like, chill, bro. You shouldn't care so much. There's a real life to have. Why you sitting here anyway? But they say all of that. And I'm just like, yeah, man, y'all hear me. Y'all hear what I'm like.
Okay.
I'm going
Flora from Under a Rock, we forget about you, man. We just got lost in the stream. Our bad. Yeah, we give you a shout out. But no, I see what you're saying. I think that, again, part of what we're seeing is people that either come up through identity politics. Go ahead, what happened?
Ego, I hate to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, man.
You're not chopped liver, you're chopped felt.
God, this guy right here.
Y'all go subscribe to Flora from Under a Rock, okay? These are puppet people. I didn't know they existed. There's a whole lot of stuff coming out the woodwork, but you know what? Unlike all these genders and these constructs of people's false whatever realities, this person is here. He's real. He was on the live with me. I talked to him. Go subscribe to their channel. All right, my bad, bro.
No, I got you. But yeah, I was gonna just let them know my Twitter handle here is. Hold on 1 second here. Ego.
Okay. So see, Ego shameless. This is not shameless plug time. This is go off on Disney time. We trying to go into the later shit. No, I got you, bro. Handle your thing.
No, I was just saying they asked what's the link. I just said, hey, I got Twitter right now. I wound up getting my my own channel at a certain point. It'll be more just did you hear about news in the week? Mostly some politics, entertainment, and Second Amendment stuff. But yeah, let's go back onto Pile on Disney. Let's do it. But go ahead.
Yeah, so there was a whole conversation that I was having with that dude, and and then some blue check mark tried to retweet it. I don't give a fuck about that. You just a person. Again, this internet is only important to your following who you retarded. They think you smart, so that says a lot about them. But people can change, okay? You ain't got to stay in your retardation.
And
that's what we here for, to wake you up.
You can grow out of it.
You can grow out of it. This is what Heroes No Capes is for, people, because we here, we ain't out there protesting and we ain't doing all that shit. We just we do sit in our garage, make our videos, and say, hey, y'all better stop letting this shit happen.
Exactly.
Black people. I know when them sneakers on Miles Morales went on that glass in the movie, it made a little basketball court sound. Y'all was like, ooh, and the nigga fro bounced at the same time. Stop doing it.
Please stop doing it. Well, I was gonna say, to your point about Lightyear, I double checked. So basically, it's grossed like $200 million globally, right? Mm-hmm. Which doesn't sound like it's anything to sneeze at until you figure out it took $200 million to produce it. So they're just breaking even. They have made zero profit so far, according to those numbers. The other thing that makes it even worse is that I just looked up the numbers from Inside the Magic on Universal's Minions: The Rise of Gru. It made $128 million in its first weekend. So you're seeing a movie that's supposed to be a spinoff about side characters, including the main character when he's a child, made almost just as much in its first week as Lightyear has grossed in its entire month on for Lightyear. So it doesn't help that you got Angus McClain going after people. Lightyear lost money is a big hashtag, but also a competitor in Universal made the same type of movie that they did and almost made back their budget in the opening weekend. So, he's butthurt on top of being butthurt about that.
And you brought that comparison up. Somebody else said that. I think that was kind of what sparked that whole little conversation in a way. Somebody else was saying how Lightyear versus Minions was showing how you push politics, your shit fail, give good product. People speak with their money. So he mad, he mad at this shit. And it's like, yes, I grew up with Toy Story, but I don't think anybody would think that these little yellow characters, these minions, which is a spinoff. The movie was Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Now it's Minions.
Right.
That shit, that's like saying Rabbids came out and did better than fucking a Legend of Zelda game.
Right.
Like, what? What? The little rabbits that came from Rayman?
Exactly.
Them folks out here killing it? Lightyear lost money, bro. Hey, somebody posted that the little picture with, who was it, Chris Evans with the light, and I was just dying laughing. I said, bro, this internet wild.
Exactly.
Wild.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's kind of where everything is with it. It's starting to, the money isn't moneying now at this point. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be mass consumption, and they thought they could put in a lot of money to get back a lot of money. And I think a lot of producers and studios are seeing that they're not getting the return on the investment that they were looking for, especially by investing in woke. Again, we're still talking about how Top Gun is at $1 billion. You know what I mean? It was a sequel almost 40 years after the original. It kept it tight with a storyline. They didn't even say who the enemy was that they were fighting in this movie, and it made $1 billion. Who's our enemy? Those guys and those jets. We go blow up that thing.
These bullets in this ship. I mean, this
that's it.
Aircraft. I suck at vehicles and technology.
Okay, man. It was a fighter jet from what I can remember.
There you go, bro.
It's like them guys in the fighter jets. They are protecting this bunker. Go blow it up. Okay, and like that's the movie. It's simple. Like I said,
good hero
never let it
story.
be said. Yeah, that Tom Cruise don't make simple movies. Like, I bet it's. But go ahead.
No, that's the idea of it. It's something that basic. There's a villain, and I said this in that thread with this Angus McClain dude. I was like, you give us a villain, but the difference, or what Buzz Lightyear of Star Command did was it didn't preach to us. It gave us everybody that looked different, but gave them a common goal of fighting for one another, bettering the lives of the people around them. And we understood, Buzz would kind of interact with his different members and their families and the things that they were doing, but we got to go on that journey.
Yeah.
They didn't just tell us like this person because they think this way and like this person because they think this way. This person is bad because they privileged and they didn't have a head start in life or some shit. Like, bro.
No, exactly. They took us on a journey. They let us decide at the end of the day what we liked. What happened?
Y'all laughing at me because I don't know what a fighter jet is.
Yo,
I know when a fucking
on?
transformer turned into one. I know tanks and shit like that. Are you talking about something on your end? Y'all, I'm sweating. I told y'all, fucking, I'm in my garage. I'm hot, and when I go off on a little passionate rant like that, it's just the werewolf. I be about to change the heat. Y'all remember in Twilight that was a bad depiction of us, but that fucking heat is real. I don't know. Look, I hate Twilight, but when he had that little interaction with that Edward vampire dude, when I think they was holding Bella or was trying to protect her or some shit, and it was cold, and he was like,
weird.
He looked at him and he was like, "I guess I'm just hotter than you." I was like, "Ooh!" I feel the werewolf energy in that. Speaking of being appealed to by the smallest shit, who said something? Floral, you a damn fool. He said, I'm excited for Spider-Verse 2. I think I did say that. I see myself in Miles Morales. Now, I'm real with you, and this is why I'm so passionate about it, Floral, is because that exaggerated swagger that journalist said Miles had, we all know what he was talking about. Just the fact that he was bold enough to say it was the weird part. But Black Panther, all that exaggerated swagger of these African nations and cultures and tribes, that shit appealed to us. Okay?
Bro.
It was disrespectful, but that's what art does. It can make you feel things, and that's not necessarily the right thing. So because I know the Miles Morales, Black Spider-Man, bro, I don't know if it's something ingrained in hood DNA, but when you see black and red, it's just something that pops about it. So to see Spider-Man's suit go from blue and red to black and red, and then you see on the cover, he got his fucking face like this on the cover of the comic, or it's like his mask over here is like, I'm black. And I was like, nigga, I'm you. let me go read that book. And I was like, oh, hold on, this don't taste right. So yes, people, it does have this like little. It can get you, but a lot of people just stay there. And when you're not critical, shit like that happens. So hey, bro, you don't pay attention, you'll get caught up.
Exactly. That's kind of the feeling I had when I saw Black Panther. I guess the weirdest thing was for technologically advanced, here they go around chucking spears. Like it used to be a joke when you call someone black a spear
Hold on.
chucker.
I chuck a spear if it go in somebody and shock them or something.
That's what I'm saying. They couldn't even do that. They're like, Wakanda forever.
That was it.
That was it.
They had the capes though that turned into shields.
It's not that. It's just the fact that as advanced as you are, you're chucking spears. The spear don't come back. The spear barely might shoot a plasma ray, but doesn't really do any actual damage.
What?
Huh?
Did you want M'Baku? I wanted him in a gorilla suit, okay? Whether y'all call it racist or not, I wanted him in a gorilla suit. But you talking about they can't chuck spears? You wanted this man with a little carrying a minigun that just shot the motherfuckers.
Yeah, a Gatling gun. Yeah, can you imagine Yellow Wakanda forever with a Gatling gun? I would do that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine taking out? Can you imagine taking out Thanos' army with a motherfucking minigun that shot out electric spears?
Fine, a plasma seer, whatever. All I'm saying is I really would have wanted to have Uncle Ruckus review Black Panther. Oh, there they go, chucking spears. That's all they're good for. Oh, the white man shouldn't have kept us in slavery. Oh, my godness.
The white man taught us about organization with slavery. and how to love people that are not from your same tribe. They threw our ass everywhere and said, get along with these niggas. Like fucking dogs from the pound. You just like, well, this your pack now. Deal with it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I mean, every time I hear someone say that they are inspired by Black Panther, you want to ask why. It begs a certain question. And it was usually always white liberals. Like when I was back in the dating days, when I was trying to be on like all the dating sites, right? I would put in my profile that, hey, I love comic books. I left it as open as possible. And without fail, every woman that would talk to me about comics would automatically assume that I like the ones with the black characters. Like, oh my God, Black Panther was so awesome. Don't you agree with so powerful? And oh my God, did you just see Luke Cage? It's powerful. Oh my God, it's just, I'm sorry that we did that to you. And I was like, wait, what? I will swipe left on you now because this conversation can't go this way with me right now.
Bro, I hate Luke Cage. Some people love him. He only useful in the hood to me. You got a bulletproof nigga that's strong. Okay.
That's it. Okay.
You can
top flight security.
You can fight the angry niggas around you.
Okay.
No, I know he's a better character than that. I'm just saying, bro, simply black does not appeal. So for them to say you should love this character because of this, nah.
Right.
Nah.
Well, can that segue into what I want to talk about with this Woman King stuff, sir?
I feel like that's what you was trying to do.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm a kick. Can I kick it? Yes, indeed. All right.
Hold on, I got you. Let's address the chat real quick. Flashy Phoenix in here. Cool. We need an Uncle Ruckus review of each of the MCU movies. That would be funny, but you know what? That would be possible because this clip I'm about to show you. Not now, but that clip that we got is an example of a person playing a character, but doing their damn hardest to continue to be that character
and not break character
that character when addressing the audience or being seen by the audience because they know what the audience is there for.
Exactly.
So you know what? I'm gonna give y'all a little sneak peek. Flashy Phoenix, you triggered this. But yeah, Eagle, we're about to.
No. Do the clip first? It's hilarious.
The most amazing white woman ever.
Raquel Welch?
No, she got too much tan in her skin. Probably.
Elizabeth Taylor?
Oh, she was all right. No, but she was hanging out with Michael Jackson, so I questioned her. I'm probably going to just have to go with, I know she is more current, but Sarah Palin. She's sexy.
The president candidate?
You know she's sexy. You can't tell me that sometime now and then you didn't go get the U.S. News and World Report and just the Sarah Palin picture. You can't pretend you didn't. I have thrown more seeds to the wind with Sarah Palin than a dandelion in the middle of the April. I have whacked off of that woman so much I can't even tell you.
All right. So that is an example of a person that actually cares about their character. What up, Sean? You came through early. I don't think I shouted you out of anything, but what up, bro? But that is what I mean. Okay. Now, if Chris Evans comes out as Captain America on anything, think of anything that's happening right now. The jab, okay? Identity, shit like that. And the government is pushing a certain thing. Captain America comes out and says, well, I fight for people to have the freedom to do what they want. Okay? You can get that or not. You know, I don't know what's going on with people's individual cases. But if you're sick, you know, don't be around people or some shit. Get healthy. And how do you do that? You go work out like Captain America. Some shit like that. You know, I don't know fucking Captain. Y'all see me sweat? God damn. I'm doing this for you, Ego. I need to open the door.
You do, man. Damn.
Nigga said I'm perspiring.
You are. That's why I wanted to start early, bro, so you don't have a heat stroke on the live stream.
Ryan Unknown said, hey, AJ, you in Dallas area, right? Is that you laughing at me because I'm hiding in my garage? Fuck y'all. Let me open this door. You know what? Actually, Ego, you take it. Because get to your point, bro. You wanted me to play, what we doing?
Oh, yeah, I got the woman.
For you, because I just took another job. And even though they don't pay hardly nothing, working for white folks look way better on my resume.
There you go.
Exactly.
Woman King.
Woman King. Let's get to it. All right, guys. I'm about to show you guys this. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but it came on maybe 2 days ago. Something called The Woman King. All right. And as soon as I got this thing open to share you guys, I will. All right, let's check this out, right? All right, so I typed in The Woman King because it dropped a few days ago, and it's this movie with Viola Davis, and you can just see the propaganda and the propping up, right? And if we could even just check Deadline, because everyone's trying to go off on the trailer here, you can see her in full, I guess, Dora Milaje mode from Black Panther. I don't even know if they even have any other pictures of it, but pretty much that's the main picture everyone's showing from the trailer, right? So I actually checked it out, and here's what I got on the synopsis, and I actually checked this from IMDb, right? It's basically starring Viola Davis as a warrior named Naniska and John Boyega from Star Wars fame as King Gezo. And it's basically about the Dahomey Kingdom, right? And so the story, from what I've seen, revolves around Naniska and the Dahomey Amazons, or the Ogoji warriors. They're basically an elite class of warrior women in the king's army, right? It's supposed to take place in Dahomey, or what's modern-day Benin. I guess it's in West Africa. And basically the trailer shows the Ogoji being trained by Viola Davis, because the characters are preparing for war against colonizers, you know, because reasons, and insert racism here. Problem I had was when I actually started reading on this. Yeah, we can hear, fan. We're okay, man. You're not going to have a heat stroke. As long as you don't have a heat stroke, we're good, bro.
Okay, I'm trying to distract you, bro. But since you are distracted, I was sweating my ass off, yes, but go get your workouts, people, all right? Because there's sweat on my body. Stay hydrated, get your workouts, go move. Because that sweat on my body look good on my recently worked out body.
Hey, this ain't an OnlyFans. This ain't an OnlyFans. Anyway, I was checking on UNESCO, and basically this was the actual history of women in Africa. So I didn't just pull from anything, right? So it's basically saying about the tribe was formed from 1625 to about 1894, right? Maybe formed maybe 80 to 100 years after the establishment of the transatlantic slave trade. essentially all these tribes, including the what are we looking for here? Goodness gracious, we're looking for tribes in the Yoruba tribe, like that. And so basically, they would trade along with the Alana tribe. They would trade their prisoners of war to the Dutch, Spanish, English for tobacco, rifles, pipes, things like that. So basically, they knew they were trading their prisoners of war into slavery, right? And so basically, the Dahomey tribe fought and conquered the Alana tribe in 1724 and the Zueda tribe in 1727. Those were their main rivals, right? What it says they did after is the part that's the most damning. It said they transformed the slave trade into a royal monopoly. So essentially, what they might be showing is them trying to go against the colonizers to prevent the taking of their people into slavery, but they took full part in the slave trade, which is the irony of the entire thing. And the irony is that it was only because of the British naval forces in 1852 that forced King Gezo to actually stand down because they were abolishing slavery in West Africa. And when I looked further, I looked at about King Gezo, who's supposed to be played by John Boyega, right? The thing is that King Gezo actually dies in 1859, and he ruled Dahomey from 1818 to 1858, so about 40 years, right? But the first recorded account of Nanisca, who Viola Davis is playing, isn't until 1889. So Gezo was dead for over 30 years before the first account of Nanisca is even mentioned. Yet in this movie, The Woman King, they're supposed to be contemporaries. And if you watch the trailer, it's almost like she's giving the king marching orders. He's saying, "You're asking me to send my people to war." When typically it's the other way around. The king is saying, "Yo, we're going to war." And the soldier's like, "You're asking me to take my men to war." And so we're looking at this through the lens of what they're trying to do and trying to rewrite history. The part I'm having the most trouble with is you're telling me that they're fighting colonizers, but they actively took part in the slave trade in the actual history. You know, they're trying to say they might be trying to draw from the Franco-Damian War of 1890, but that was actually caused by Agoji warriors beheading a rival chieftain who was under the protection of the French Empire when it happened. And so even in that battle, Nanisca died. So what are you trying to show me instead of saying that, hey, let's show these warrior women going up against tribes within the area. Let's tell the tribe of them conquering. But they're showing, hey, let's throw in strong, independent woman, don't need a man because, you know, she is the man. And let's throw in fighting against colonizers on top of it to make a movie.
And the man answering to the woman about what you said.
And the man answering to a woman. Right. And the thing is go ahead.
So like I was telling Ripper when I said that super chat, it's like in his comic book, there's no clear identifiable woman savior. Right. This trailer that we just saw, woman savior. I mean, it's in the fucking title, so they're not hiding.
Yeah, the woman king.
Yeah,
it's like it used to be the king made all the hard decisions, but the queen influenced the culture and the court. So you knew that the queen was powerful. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's, I don't know, a guy that was in the Fresh and Fit podcast was talking about it. You can play chess without a queen, but if you lose the king, it's a wrap. And so I think they're knowing that by saying the woman king and saying, well, hey, she's it. She's the king. She runs this. But, especially in Dahomean culture, they're saying that the king is unopposed. The king is it, full stop. So they're trying to bait and switch you and say, hey, she's the woman king, even though she technically has to answer to the king. It's completely ridiculous.
So I think we said this already, right? Where I was saying like that comparison of like this African story with Black Panther and how that timing is weird. I don't know the company behind this movie, The Woman King. But again, people, mainstream media, Hollywood, okay, whoever's giving them their orders, they was like, I need y'all to depict this people like this and, all that type of shit. So perfect timing, okay? And then you will see the built-in NPC patch notes, the responses. Because as they talk about, as people have issues with Shuri and this Black Panther thing, they're going to say, no, there was a woman king that did this. African people did it.
Yep. It's in the canon. She was actually Black Panther at one point.
It's historical.
That's a problem.
Because women strong. Yes, sir, Christopher Miller. So, bro, it's like, okay, that was another issue that I had in this that Angus McLean thread. I was like, the story was so predictable. I'm going to tell you right here. And I was correct on what happened.
Yeah.
It was like, just because you looked up what happened, yada, 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 you still can't critique it if you didn't see it. I was like, well,
Not
everything
really.
that happened, I kind of predicted. So,
Right. What's the
I
point of
saw
watching
the
it?
movie. And I was like, okay, you watched it, I didn't. We both think it sucks. The only difference is I didn't spend my money.
Have money on it, exactly.
So-
You mad over that 20 you lost, bro?
Yeah, bro. So, but that was a 20 in the name of social justice, fighting for my people. So
You just donated. You want to donate it because you feel like you're an oppressor, bro. I got Venmo. I got Cash App. You know what I mean?
Give me the money. Give me my reparations personally. I don't need no government funded. No nothing.
Exactly. Hold up. I just want to highlight this for Christopher Miller. Yeah, Edison was a decent businessman, but not necessarily an inventor. Especially when you hear about how wrong he did Tesla. Ridiculous. The real Raiden, the real inventor, the real genius was Nikola Tesla, not Edison. My bad. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. We
No,
had
it's
that
just,
conversation before.
Nah, I think it's, the older you get and the more that you read and research things for yourself, it's one thing to not know, and it's another thing to blatantly misrepresent a part of history, especially when that should be your forte. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, C4C, you had said this, and I highlighted it earlier. You said Time Warp Trio. Was that the show? It was a big muscular guy. I had the robot and the little kid. Because I remember them going to different periods of time and, like, just, giving a little cartoon spin on, like, moments from stories from history. But, yeah, great cartoons. Put some respect on Western animation. All you anime nerds, sure, you can have your little anime, but if you born in America, you better love American animation, American comic books, American superheroes.
Exactly.
Americans need to actually, man, show some pride and value us and what we stand for, not what shit's trying to be changed to be.
Yeah, it's like you almost got to go back to the 80s to have that much pride in America. When proud to be an American and guitar solos of the national anthem were the hotness, And I think we actually might be on that way, because I remember Temple was saying, technically that conservatives have more children than liberals. So at the rate that you're going, you might have conservatives outpacing liberals in terms of raw numbers. And if you have that and you're teaching them conservative values, I think you really will have a return to patriotism and, American nationalism. But, that's only if, you keep them educated on the ideals that actually made America the great country that it was.
C4C, you said that's not the... All right, so you about to make me go into some American history right now. Time Warp Trio. Let me check
America.
that out.
Go ahead.
Because, I love my cartoons, so I got to see what we're talking about. Okay, I did not see this.
Really? Let me see.
Let y'all see.
Share the screen with your boy.
Especially if it was on, like, some cartoon. It wasn't on Cartoon Network. I don't watch porn on my computer, people, so y'all will never see that.
You X out of the hub.
Fuck no. That's not happening. My computer is on its last leg. I will not jeopardize all of this big ass investment for one nut. Rock and Rule, great animator. No, I have not seen that. Christopher Miller. But I guess, people, that was for the most part what we was talking about. Just examples of, that's where we at right now. With these people being in control, just don't care about respecting what came before. They're simply here to push agenda. So, and I'm gonna be real with you, people. I don't know if there's anybody in this audience, but when I do judge people that are excited for anything that mainstream media entertainment is about to put out. Because I'm like, especially if you know what's going on, it's like do y'all not understand that these are humans here that have personal gains? Taika Waititi don't give a fuck about what you say with Thor, as long as that motherfucker make 100, whatever billions, you know what I'm saying, almost $1 billion or however many millions that the movie is gonna make. And if he can fuck Natalie Portman at the end of the day, once the deal is done, he don't give a fuck about you on the internet. he don't, man, he don't give a fuck. All right, people. Yeah, stop giving hope. So they don't care about us and how we feeling. And we the ones that supported, that got these products, these properties to where they are. Why continue? Why continue? Why? Because it's similar to none. Flaccid Phoenix, what you talking about? He says Justice League Unlimited intro still gets me hyped. We grew up in an amazing time of animation.
Right.
Man, yes we did.
But I mean, on top of that, though, they also had the same, I guess, creative director of Bruce Timm. And so Bruce Timm, for anyone that remembers, was Batman the Animated Series. He worked through until the Superman got his spinoff. Then he did the Worlds Collide with Batman and Superman, which wound up leading to the Justice League, which wound up being Justice League Unlimited. And Bruce Timm being the head of all that is kind of why we had such great animation to begin with. You know, the storylines were very tight. He even would focus on little known characters or, you know, what we consider minor superheroes, but someone that was firmly in control and that would actually have the actors in the same studio. So you would have Kevin Conroy and Mike Hamill doing a back and forth between Batman and the Joker, so you could feel the energy, you could feel the tension. And so with having all these different creative directors jumping into different projects and doing one-offs without actually reading the source material or caring about it, you know, we're losing a lot of that cohesiveness that we had from 20 years ago. Almost 30 years ago now.
These people don't care, but they know we do.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of our superheroes in the 90s, X-Men. So y'all know X-Men coming out with their Disney Plus little thing, Bobby, whatever, which is
expected.
Yeah. And I don't know, did I say earlier that we was trying to praise some shit? We will. Sure, we still will. We're talking about some good things along the way. But it's just, you know, just kind of proven and like, you know, what our frame of references, like why shit so garbage now and, you know, what we're comparing it to. But the X-Men series, it was great. Okay, I loved X-Men growing up, but I loved it as a kid. I loved individual characters, but the actual X-Men themselves as a team, I didn't. Let me choose my words correctly. I loved what they brought, like Ripple was saying, like that whole world. Like I love that world that they were in. I just didn't love the X-Men as a team, but I love certain individual X-Men. But I'm saying that to say, you understand the cultural impact of what that show had, especially for nerds, but even for kids that just like into animation, not so much the comic books or whatever, or just hero stories, super people. And this Disney Plus series, which is not being worked on by the original creators, Ripper pointed that out in his video. He actually interviewed them. They might be talked to, but they don't have no actual real influence over this show. And that show, you can feel X-Men, they've already done it with so much social justice that it's ridiculous. Yet they will say we had an issue in this property or whatever. But anyway, just think Jubilee, no Asian hate. You know what I'm saying? We got another fucking virus or another Omicron, some shit. You know what I'm saying, coming out. So they might resurface that narrative. All right, they might bring that back, and Jubilee gonna be the face of it. All right, Jubilee had the short haircut and the cooler hairstyle already. Yeah. We know what she gonna do with that. What they gonna do with that? They done turn Iceman gay. As soon as you see it in the show and we come out bitching, they gonna say he was gay in the comic, and they gonna pull out this comic that came out in this recent decade.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that 10-year decade is where they're trying to pull everything from 10 years ago, knowing full well it didn't sell. And it was one of the things that people that were read comic books said, no, I'm stopping here. I'm only going to read the classics from further back. I'm going to stop. This is my jumping off point because I can't accept this when you've told me the character has been straight for almost 30 or 40 years, on top of the fact that you never made sexuality a big part of his character.
Except he loved women.
Yeah, I mean...
But the gays will say he didn't exclusively say he didn't like women, so we can still explore the idea.
All right.
That's what I've seen.
Well, no, I mean, hold on. I just want to put this up. But for C4C saying I thought it was based in the 90s, that's the problem, is that they are going to try to base it in the 90s and rewrite everything, so you think that that's the new classic. That's what I was saying. If you have a generation that's not raised on the classics, not shown the classics, anything in the animation style that seems or looks like it's the 90s and tries to tell you it's the 90s, you're going to assume, oh, that's what the 90s were always were. That's why it's hard to watch shows about a time that you lived in and seeing someone tell you, oh, this was the 90s. You had Nintendo, you had a VCR, you had 2 cars, your dad only had to work 1 job. And for most of us, that wasn't the case. We had maybe 1 car. You might have had Nintendo if you were lucky. You might have had Genesis. My wife, Shiro, she was saying that her dad wound up getting all her video game systems from pawn shops. So they had already been used and she only maybe had 1 at a time. We never had all these things at once. And if you did, or you knew somebody did, it was usually that rich kid. It was Brian, who's an only child. He always gets what he wants, but even though he's kind of a dick, we go over his house because he's got Nintendo and he's got Sega. So when you have someone tell you stories about, oh, this is what it was like in the 90s, you had all these things and all these things were going on, and you're like, well, no, that's not it at all. So for people that actually live in the time frame, you want to whole out reject it, when kids that are younger than that will say, oh my god, the 90s might have been so great and they had all these things. And no, it wasn't like that at all.
So to your comment, C4C, it is set in the 90s. You were saying this, Ego, like this is going to be the 90s to the group that watches this, the generation, but it will be it's a continuation from what I remember, so it should pick off. So yes, that places it in the 90s, but I was doing my reviews of the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. That's a continuation, although that was set in the early 2000s. It's set in this time period, yet it's a continuation.
Right.
But the funny thing about that is, which if they would have done it justice, it could have worked. The show was, when it was being the Proud Family, it worked. When it was pushing agenda, it was fucking garbage, and they pushed agenda a lot. But the funny thing is they wanted to talk about the oppression of women. And how you see it through all this shit. The only way a woman is bad or have negative characteristics is because of something a man did. And she either just gonna be bad because of that man, or she's gonna realize, oh, it was that man's fault. Fucking Reva from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know what I'm saying? She was only that because of Anakin. Or, Hela, which is, I think, the best female character to come out of the MCU, but out of the worst movie to me because of the disrespect to Planet Hulk. But Hela was a villain. She was a villain. I'm pretty sure that actress had a lot to do with that too, because again, it takes them to actually portray the character with the writing and visuals and all that other shit. But she was just a pure villain and she was a badass. But it was because my father didn't give me this or whatnot. Right. So that's the story with these women if they're flawed. But because the Proud Family couldn't address any actual oppression of women in this time period, the story shifted from being focused on Penny Proud to Sugar Mama. So then we see Sugar Mama is an asshole to Oscar because her father was an asshole to her. But she had to realize that and say, I need to be better than my daddy. So we had to actually go into the past to dig up some fucking oppression instead of focusing on the story right now. But for the 3/4 of the story, this new series, Louder and Prouder, we focused on Penny and her friends, the relatable young adults, teen characters. But then we got to shift to Sugar Mama, who's always been like a in the family, but background character. She complements the story. So that's what I see kind of happening to this X-Men thing. I'm not saying exactly they're going to have to go to the past to visit some shit. Who knows? But I'm just saying, bro, they're going to have to be pretty on the nose, and the oppression or the shit that you see is going to have to be exaggerated for their narrative. And the only way I'm not okay with any of it, but the only way I will praise the show in any way is if Nightcrawler's religious ass is there and he calling out all this shit and telling these folks they going to hell, they abominations, like all that. He ain't got to say you going to hell, but he better say God don't want you living that life. You know what I'm saying? There's some ramifications for that. I need to see all of that type of stuff, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh, God. I can see him now with a bullhorn and a picket.
Yeah, they gonna make him a terrible version of that character. Though,
exactly.
So
you gonna be so mad. You're gonna roundhouse your computer, and that's gonna be the true death of your laptop right there.
No, what they gonna do is they gonna convert him to their ideology. You know they saying God is a they them. You know this shit's influencing the church. You see that tight suit that he wearing? His butt cheeks pretty much out.
With a deep V and wearing that deep V neck. Okay.
Hey, that's what's gonna happen. Fuck everything I said. They just gonna laugh at it, people.
Oh my God.
This guy says Nightcrawler needs to be the base red pill. Bro, he should.
Honestly, it should happen like Jordan Peterson. Just the Lord doesn't like that. You should clean your room.
Look, he should be that character, but he can't be the base red pill one. They would have to say that Nightcrawler already fits like that look of that, you know, that LGBT whatever crazy liberals. So they just gonna go ahead and switch him. They doing Bobby, fuck it. I hear Flaming Torch might be flaming on or something. Bro, the sky is the limit. And I mean that literally. The sky, we going to God. We taking it all the way to him. They gonna say, God, you bigot. You change your ways or validate us, or I don't know. We praying. I don't know. I couldn't continue on with that joke. But
no, sorry. While they play God as a woman in the background.
That's
exactly.
That's right. They not coming to God with shit. It's just gonna be a woman and that's it. Kind of like what they're doing in the High Republic for Star Wars.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I know we're gonna uplift some actual good comics, some things that are going to be in the works. I mean, what is your go-to kind of classic that you actually would recommend to people that haven't seen it or read it?
Read it? You talking about a comic book?
Yeah, like I mean, I know that we're actually gonna praise comic books that are actually done right. But I mean, do you have any that you read it like, hey, look, this is a classic, read it, understand it, this is how you make a solid character?
So I've I guess people would say you kind of repeat yourself with every stream because it might be new people. So if any new people in the chat, we appreciate y'all. But my comic book journey I was knowledgeable of comics, but I didn't collect them growing up as a kid. I would, shit that you get in like the fucking bookstores or what's they call book fairs that come through in the school, or like what I would check out from the library, stuff like that was when I was able to get a hold of comics. So unless it came my way, I really didn't read it. So I was not collecting and following stories until my later teens. And Ultimate Spider-Man is my Spider-Man technically, which is not OG, but it's that the argument of that Ripper makes of like the different universes. I understand his issues with that. I do think in my example though, a different universe, Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, as long as you keep that character to the core of who they are, but that universe being modern in a sense of the art as well as rhetoric that might be used. So I can see it being justified like that by bringing it to the more modern audience, because I was going into I went to school for art. So seeing the original comic book art, like I understood where it came from, like the art that I got now, but I was like, that don't look as cool and dynamic as this over here. But kids, we grow up with technology and gizmos and gadgets. Like you said, that's our shit. This is our frame of reference. So I was like, no, I didn't say that this was garbage, this is trash. I was just like, I'm just going to respect it and become knowledgeable of that, but I'm going to look at the art and shit that appeals to me. So Ultimates, what I'm saying is I got into comics heavily late. So I don't have any classic stories that I can reference people to, but Planet Hulk is my favorite story. Spider-Man, I don't have a favorite arc. He's just been pretty everything that I've read from Spider-Man, because I would go online and look up stories and be like, what's hot? You know what I'm saying? So I would just go read or collect that. So Spider-Man is just my favorite character, period. I feel like go get some OG Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? You got some good shit. But Planet Hulk is my favorite story because instead of him being this angry asshole, it made him this developed character that was like, I just want to be away from people. If you don't agree with me, then fine, let me be me over here. Don't bring no shit my way. and he finally was able to go somewhere. And instead of dwelling on his emotions of y'all did this to me, he was like, this is my new life. I have to deal with this. I learned from my past not to trust people, but you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing and giving him like a kingdom, people that actually seeing that, you know what I'm saying? People actually valued him for his strengths, for what he had, as opposed to looking at him as a destructive monster, giving him a woman, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I feel like that's actual evolution of a character. Okay. Crazy comparison, but kind of how like Kirby, I don't have a Switch, but you know Kirby the little pink thing, how he sucks up shit and he swallows it and he takes their power. But now you see him only halfway sucking shit up, and it's called Big Mouth mode. So it shows how he can kind of access powers from that thing without having to completely swallow it. So I think the Hulk, as far as actual building of a character, that's what comics should be doing. As opposed to seeing Hulk as Amadeus Cho or all these other examples of, you know what I'm saying, different runs of like Hulk or, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. So that's my argument for the whole multiple universes. If it's multiple universes happening at the same time, possibly, but that's weird and you can run into a lot of problems. But if you're just kind of rebooting the shit just to keep up with the times with animation, like I said, rhetoric, technology, I can see that. I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
So Lion, my bad, but like the Lion King 2019 remake, you lost all of the magic and charm and character and color, you know what I'm saying, and magical, fantastical shit of Lion King to give us. Jon Favreau was like, oh yeah, technology, innovation in technology, technology and casting. I'm like, okay, so you cared so much about giving us some real looking lions that you, again, forsake creativity for your agenda. You'll rather not give us that, but new modern technology because you want to put black people mostly in the cast and you want Pharrell to do the music because black. Right. I listened to those actors and, you know, in the interviews and asking how did they come up with their characters. They said the same shit. I said my lines. The woman who plays fucking Sarabi, which that would have been a great character to explore for the female agenda, you know, Simba's actual relationship with his mother. But she said, no, Jon Favreau took us like some fucking kids to look at the lions and was pointing out how the female lions was the strong and they do everything and they handle shit and the male lion don't really do shit. And he just said,
took us on a field trip.
Yeah, took us on a field trip. And then he just told us to do this, embody the character. The nigga playing Scar. How did you get the Scar? Well, I got my script, I got my lines and I said them. And they put it through the technology machine and I watched the movie with you guys.
Stop. Exactly. You know,
Christopher Miller, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man artwork was nice.
Yeah.
I don't know the Ronin series, but so Todd McFarlane's art was nice, but again, it did look kind of stagnant compared to shit now. But I understand it was pretty dynamic at the time, you know, especially the cape and whatnot. I got a fucking Spider-Man shirt around here with his fucking with his art on it. But like I understand what you mean, but you know, I'm not that. I would consider myself a normie at comics at one time because, like everybody, like I just watched the cartoons. You know, comics came across me, and I played the games. But don't be that disrespectful, loud, big ego normie where you just like, well, I saw the movies, so I'm qualified to do this.
Right,
and this should be this way, and this should change because of me. It's like, nah, if you like something, just go check out more about it. Go become a little bit more invested. Go see what came before, and then form an opinion. Yeah, I've been talking, bro.
Or just say, hey, look, I don't read the comics. I'm a fan of the movies. Let us know that, and that's fine. Like, I got a buddy that says, hey, man, I just like the movies when they come out. I get excited about it. Don't really read the comics, but I really like what they put out. I can respect that instead of just saying, well, hey, clearly the movie is made from the comic. So if you watch the movie, you've watched the comic, and it's not even the case at all. You know, I agree with So I think whatchamacallit, in the 90s, especially with Todd McFarlane's art, it was all about the pose, the hero's pose. You know what I mean? So in fact, some of the poses would look stagnant, but I mean, it's all about the hero's pose.
Jorge Jimenez he's
awesome.
why I got one of the reasons I got into Super Sons. I saw that art and I was like, wow, this looks like a fucking young person comic hero story.
Yeah.
His art was fucking amazing, but I was telling you this, Ego.
Yeah.
And the issue with fucking Western comics and why y'all need to give up on this shit for the most part. For the most part, okay? Still pay attention. Be in the know. But the art, they'll get different artists, different writers throughout the run of the book. And you can just feel that difference. You can just feel it. Like in a show when they change like writers or change an actor or some shit. It's
you
like,
can tell.
bro, I feel it. And Jorge Jimenez fell off of, or didn't work on Super Sons. I want to say like what?
Towards the end. Towards the end, I think.
So like, I actually think it was earlier than that because I got this, what you say, trade, this volume 3, and it's not his art.
Oh no,
so.
You got to go after that one. Like I think in the newest one, Challenge of the Super Sons, I think his art is in there. Again, I think someone writes a short story so you can tell the art changes. But I mean, I will say this guy right here, that Hail the Lower Sam, Alex Ross is that dude. If we went back to that classic aesthetic where it was the body. And it was just a suit on top of that. It wasn't a padded suit. There weren't any extra muscles drawn in. Like he drew the characters and just like, hey, this is the clothing, the super suit that I wear over it. But you can tell it's my body filling out the suit. There's no padding. There's nothing to actually pump up. It's just smooth. It's crisp, and it's got that classical art film, that paintbrush style, that just says, hey, it's very realistic. Are you gonna show him? Yeah. Oh my god. And he did for both DC and for Marvel.
Yeah, so I'm looking it up because I didn't know the actual reference.
Oh, yeah.
But see, this is where y'all gonna hate me.
Why?
I don't like this.
Why
I
not?
appreciate it. This is great art, but I like the exaggerated muscles. I like all of that shit because you're like Alex Ross gives you the character and shows him in the suit, more realness. Whereas I like that weird, all these extra muscles in that man's body because it makes me work out. I might never achieve that, but it's just that ideal is like, I want that. And so
I will say this because I pull a lot of things from Greek and Roman mythology. The characters that they would base the gods on, where they actually had to have physical models to represent who they were trying to say, hey, this is the aesthetic of a god. And so to me, when I see that, and I look at, the sculpture of David, the Lady Justice, things like that, they're based off of real people. So when I see Alex Ross drawing, his version of Superman, his version of Batman, his version of Wonder Woman, it's peak human aesthetic, but placed in a godlike tier. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate it. It doesn't have to be exaggerated. It's like, hey, this is peak human condition to be considered godlike or to fight the gods.
I see that. I feel you. I'm not going to disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? Because as you explaining that, I see everything that you're saying in this art. Yeah. It looks like I'm looking at modern Greek gods, but the art of them, some Sistine Chapel type shit.
Right. Exactly.
But this is what I mean. I'm looking at this Hulk, and this is it also with the art. So I'm not into the paint, like, you know what I'm saying, painting style. I'm more of the I don't know, what would you say, like an ink, more of an ink type style. And this is painting, so a whole bunch of whole lot of fucking tones going on in here. Whole, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of different values.
It's anatomically set.
That shit's beautiful, and I can appreciate it. But if I look up, let me look up. God, I can't remember. I can't remember the fucking artist.
For who? Jim Lee or who?
I don't know, bro. It was a pose where the Hulk is like, and I need to look up art. And unfortunately, every time you look up fucking these characters, they give you the movies. This is the best Hulk though, best movie Hulk.
Which one is that one? Is that Edward Norton's?
Edward Norton's.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what? Just fuck it. Okay, maybe I'll find it in the book, but I put my books back on the shelf.
Okay.
And I don't feel like going through those. But I mean, you know what? I'm gonna just look up Planet Hulk. I'll just look at that. Okay. Because the art is in that book, but it's like showing like all the different like covers.
I know, it's like that with the one with him and his wife right there on the.
It was just him. That's beautiful though. But man, if I can find that. And this is animation, so like not so much detail. You know what I'm saying? It's smooth, less lines because of all the work involved. But like, damn, you could still give us some good adult looking, you know, like, that's fine. I think that's before he actually went to the planet. Anyway, fuck it. I can't find it right now, but if I find the exact art piece that I'm talking about, this is a perfect one.
All right.
And I pulled this in my video.
Okay.
God, how do you full screen this? People, I
it's
suck
hard
at
to do that with
technology, I'm
those.
telling you.
You also have to visit the site, get a large and enhanced image of it.
Okay, well,
I mean, I get that. I mean, I also like Jason Fabek's art too. I forgot to mention him, especially when he did the Three Jokers arc, which again, it's a close-ended book. I really did like it. I really hope they don't do a sequel to it. But I mean, one of the newer books that came out in the last year or two that I actually really enjoyed was Three Jokers. You know, I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's actually a very decent book. That everything that happened to Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood, Jason Todd, was by a different Joker, which makes sense considering how the longevity the Joker would have had to do all of these things against either Batman, Batgirl, or Red Hood. You know, so one of the new things that I really liked was Three Jokers with Jason Fabek's art. And I know he's in the chat, Excipitor. I will give him a shout out because he put me on to Birthright. It was an independent comic. I think it was Joshua Williams that did it, or Joshua Williamson. It was 10 volumes, but it had fantasy, it had lore, it had family, it had the concept of what you would deem right or wrong. It had responsibility, what happens when your responsibility to saving, you know, a whole class of people outweighs the responsibility you have to your family. So as far as classics are concerned, for me, I really, really, really enjoyed Birthright because of giving you all of these themes, and it was a solid 10 volumes. And once it was done, it was done. And I think that's part of the problem Western comics have, is the fact that there's no sense of finality, or even if you give them finality, they say, well, hey, I can make it better if I just extend it another issue, right? Just extend it another trade.
I'm glad you extended it long enough for me to find that art.
That's what I do. It's my hidden talent.
So this is, is this the guy named Turner Aspen? I don't know, but
okay,
this right here, like, this is the type of shit that I like the that flatness, like that rectangular fucking angular ass chest.
I see the big chest to hips ratio. Okay, that's what you mean.
I want that chest in my art. I do exaggerated hands.
Okay.
So what's his Mark Bag? Who was it in this Spider-Man? Because I'm collecting my Ultimate Spider-Mans. I think it.
Okay.
Is it Mark Bagley? Yeah, him. So the exaggerated hands, like the bigger hands on the fucking. Oh, I love this shit. Like the hands. Are y'all seeing this? I'm not saying you have to, but.
And it's on Planet Hulk art, but.
Well, I'm talking about my actual me on the screen. Well,
you had to push that further on the camera, but anyway.
So yes, that's the Hulk shit I'm talking about, people. That art, but yeah, now this is some old art that I'm like I can get with. And then Humberto Ramos. I think he worked on some Superior Spider-Man. Again, exaggerated hands and their exaggerated art style. I love my cartoon shit. So to see that kind of implemented in the art, that exaggeration, I'm feeling it. I'm with that.
I got you. I mean, that's pretty much all that I got for today. How are you doing, man? You got anything else?
Man, let's go on and watch some more Uncle Ruckus, y'all. Let's react to this, look at this, laugh at this. But we finna see what are memes of destruction, man. You come in here, we wind it down. Memes of destruction was on the stream I was doing with Floral.
Oh, what's good? Memes of destruction.
So yeah, man, good people, people.
I'll be right back. Go ahead and play that Uncle Ruckus for us, sir.
All right. Yeah, so we about to enjoy some Uncle Ruckus. But so do you like the Sonic art then? Sonic art? Are you talking about from Archie Sonic? That's old, is all right. I didn't get into the Archie Sonic comics until reading this current Sonic comic. If you're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. But No, I like some of it, but again, with different issues, different artists worked on it. So I clearly saw like a tone change, or art change, and I wasn't feeling like I would read one little issue of Sonic, and I got it digital. Like I got it digital to see if I would even like it before I go buy the physical version of it. But I'm reading one issue, art changed, and I was like, what the fuck? This shit's ugly. You had the Archie comics, memes. I did, man. See, my folks, my people who was normies, bruh. So my dad, my mom, they wasn't taking me to no comic book shops. And you excited? Got the Rippaverse? You mean, am I excited to get the Rippaverse? Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. We definitely excited for the Rippaverse. And something else to keep in mind, people. Bumps happen along the way. This is Ripper's first not attempt at a creative project, but he's building the foundation for his comic book universe. And to our knowledge, he's doing everything in his ability, in his power, to make sure that goes smoothly, so that he can build a company that's gonna last as long as we're willing to give them our money, to be customers, to keep him in business. So shit might happen. Now, he done already said that the attacks might come. Man, just, let's just keep rocking with him and see the shit through. Because that's the only way we going to win.
Agreed.
But, no, man, Sonic, I'm not with it. Y'all, anyway, I'll say that to my werewolf people. On my personal channel, I would do like some werewolf like streams or conversations or some shit. But I'm reading a werewolf manga right now.
Ooh.
And the shit's fucking amazing. But I don't like manga. Cause I'm looking at this, it looks beautiful, but all I'm looking at is black and white.
Yeah, most mangas are like that, man. I know.
They all like that unless they purposefully colored. I'm not with it. I'm not with it, son. I need my inked colors. Which one? It's called, before I butcher the name, because it's actually a manga that's adapted from a novel, from an actual book. Y'all, we supposed to be getting into some Uncle Ruckus. I'm looking for my fucking books right now. So, like, if y'all can see this, now you're looking at my phone. Again, there's nothing important on it. But, so I got my Sonic little shits right there that I'm reading. But the comic is called Der Werewolf. I think it's German. The Annals of Veit.
Ooh. All right.
So, yeah, folks, check that out if you into werewolf shit. Like I said, I'm going to save that for when I do a personal stream to geek out on all my supernatural stuff. But the story is from the perspective of this werewolf general. But you realize he's one general, or the story as it kind of explains, he's one general and there's a whole demon army. So you have different other supernatural creatures, which is why I love this shit, that are working for the demon general, the demon overlord. And it's just from the perspective of the werewolf, this book. In the actual book, I think they explain the whole thing, but this is just the werewolf's due perspective, and to show how, werewolves are cool in this world, but they're not the epitome of strength. They're a symbol of strength, but, there are other creatures or entities more powerful. But to show that him, because he also trained in magic, so he was trained by a sage, a priest, or a magician, some shit like that, a witch. It shows how he's able to use both of those abilities together and become a werewolf worthy enough for the demon general overlord to be like, hey bro, I need you on my squad. So yes, I'm looking at this, man. I'm be real with y'all, I'm taking elements from it. Again, it's a comic, it's a manga, but it's a comic book. It's my werewolf shit, but I'm trying to bring that into the superhero world of Western comics, Western art. So that's going to be my approach. People, I'm early on. I'm still writing my story. All right. Don't be hounding me talking about where you book it? Well, I ain't promising you shit because I have no idea of how to even give it to people, whatever. But we about to learn from Ripper. He said he about to be transparent. He's, he want others to come up And if he can pave their way or make it a little bit easier for them by giving them some knowledge, that's what he's doing. So I will definitely be learning from this move that he's making. And, you know, Lord willing, that future that I see, his company gonna be there, my company will be here, others companies will be out there, and we're competing with, you know, the shit that we got now. The shit.
Word.
Somebody said something about TMNT. Christopher Miller. AJ, the original TMNT was in a black and white, and it still holds up in comparison to other comics. You right. Was that also the serious Ninja Turtles where I see them where they got the little faces, the little, you know, turtle beak pointed down? I'm not saying they don't hold up. I'm just saying that I love colors. I love colors in my comics, in my stories. But you know, TMNT, the show from like the 2000s, that's my shit. I know that's not how the Ninja Turtles started, but that's my shit. I'll be a millennial and I'll hold my nuts on that one. That Ninja Turtles cartoon was fucking amazing. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, people, especially if y'all older and was there with the OG Ninja Turtles, but I think that show gave them the actual individual personalities that they have, as well as different extreme sports that they kind of like, you know, went after. Like Mikey with the skateboard. I think Raph had the skates. Donnie had the scooter. Leo had the bike. Or was it Donnie had the bike? Some shit like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Hey.
Having color in manga. I love anime, but it's hard to read the manga unless it's colored. I get what you're saying. It's definitely hard to keep up, especially if they're not consistent with their values and giving that attention. They'll leave a lot of shit white or just, you know, one basic color. And it could work, but, you know, then again, it could conflict or be harder for some people to follow.
That contrast, yeah.
Yeah, not enough contrast. And so, yeah, I'm getting through it because, you know, ain't no good werewolf shit in over here in America, so... That's why I do like Kevin Greavix though, and him working on Underworld. And I was telling you this, Ego. This man came out and created that, and I'm like, everything don't have to be superheroes and, you know, dudes in tights and capes and shit. Like, people just want good myths, good stories. Good stories to not be beat over the head with a message, but to take us on an amazing journey and learn some things along the way. Okay. Nah, their identities came from the original comics. It's just more sensible in aspect than the cartoons did. They all had their personalities, which was difficult to do in just artwork. Okay, cool. Because, you know, you see that, is it the 80s Ninja Turtles, like, that the game is kind of, like, based off of, and they're all just, like, goofy? And that's my reason for saying this. Again, I'm not that asshole normie saying, like, no, the original Turtles suck. Give it the times. I'm just saying, no, it just didn't appeal to me like this one did. But... like seeing Raph with his anger issues, like I saw in that black and white one, it seemed like all of them was angry. And then the colored one with the more rounded shapes, they all was goofy and love pizza. But now you see they all love pizza, but Mikey will go crazy for some goddamn pizza. And Raph is the hot head. It's like, brother, I'll break your face if you get in my way. I still love you though.
If you got brothers, you know which one is which. That's the main thing is, like, you know, if they're all brothers, you know which one of your family's the hothead or which one's supposed to be the smart one, the leader, or the one that just loves food. So I think that's what helped make it. If you got brothers, you definitely understand Ninja Turtles.
I got to go reread them, Christopher Miller. I will. You know what? That's going to be some... everybody, okay? And Ego, I don't know how you feel. It seems like we're trying to wind down the show. So, you know, I want people to, you know, like, hey, don't be coming in here all hot and whatnot thinking I'm about to sweat again. Like, nah, we chilling. But yeah, I do need to go read some old stuff. I definitely want to, because Ninja Turtles, yeah, like I got the series, and I don't have their comics though, but I read them here and there. So anyway, but yeah, people, we talking a whole lot. Let's look at some fucking Uncle Ruckus, get a laugh. Let's see this dude.
Before we're on our way out. Yeah. Not break character. This is how you don't break character.
This is how you give the people what you want.
Exactly.
And not be all what they want. And not be all fucking virtuous and tell them they need to be this and be that. Just be the fucking character. And
so I would have to say Sarah Palin, not just because of her sexuality, But she is a beautiful woman. She has an excellent vision. She can see from Alaska all the way to Russia. She knows where the oil is. She knows how to get the oil. I love that woman. I really do. Them glasses. That little hoot owl look on her face. You know? It's like, ooh, who is that in my bedroom? That's what I imagine she said. Could you imagine just being up on top of her? Looking down at that woman. And that's the thing about a white woman in the dark. You always know exactly what she is. You'll lose a nigga woman in the dark. But a white woman, you know exactly what she is at all time in the dark. And she got that white skin almost radiant, almost glowing.
Almost radiant.
Taste like a vanilla ice cream.
Sure enough.
That's a dream. That's just a dream come true. No man deserves that. No man deserves all that goodness. All that good pay.
Oh my goodness.
What up, though? This big Snoop Dogg.
I saw that was a little clip. It's a whole video. Go check that out. But Snoop Dogg had his like podcast, and it might. So okay, let me go back for people who didn't know. So one of my arguments is I understand the whole representation argument in the sense of it's cool to see characters that look like you on screen. I feel that. Not to say that you can't see yourselves in characters that don't look like you. But when there's a character that does look like you, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It feels like family, bro. It feels like, oh, we share some blood. There's some kinship there in some type of way. I understand that to a certain degree. But when you hide behind that and value only that, it becomes an issue. And Boondocks, I would say, is a part of American culture, especially for Black American culture. And I know it extends to other races as well. People love Boondocks. So although they're not superheroes, they're still entertainment or escapism, media, you know, that kind of hints at our life, but give us fucking enough escapism to where, you know, we can digest some serious ideas presented, but we having fun along the way. And because these characters are Black, it's just icing on the cake for me. And again, Kevin Grievous, although, you know, because I don't even care about Blue Marvel really, but, you know, because him making Underworld, it's like, yeah, I like that world that he created already, supernatural. But to know that some Black kid took interest, especially by me hearing all my life Black people saying like, no, that's white shit, to actually see Black people that didn't stay in that box or allow themselves to be stuck in that box and go out and create, that's what I fucking admire. So with Ripper, you know what I'm saying? Prime example. I admire that. Dude is barely a few years older than me, but so inspirational. And it's just by, you know, yes, he talks a lot, but it's his work. He's on his fucking video that he's putting the work in to make to talk. And he's putting that work into his book. You know, he's making that happen.
Walk it like you talk it.
So yeah, seeing that, you know, it's inspiring. It's inspiring. So to see, I was explaining this. So this is Aaron McGruder. This is the creator of and I'm looking over because my fucking animal's doing shit. But this is the creator of Boondocks right here, young Black kid, and he started off, if I remember correctly, he kind of pitched the story to his local newspaper. So Boondocks was actually in the newspaper.
A comic strip, yeah.
Yeah, it was a comic strip. And then, you know, people caught wind to it. Fast forward, he got some money to make the show. So now we have the Boondocks, you know, show, the animation, which is fucking amazing. But yeah, that's why I wanted to show y'all this, because this is a kid who cared enough to actually go and create and do stuff. He just so happens to be Black as well, so that is inspirational to me. It's inspirational for everybody young, but you get what I'm saying. And then this dude, who not everybody probably looks like the character that they play, but he was like, well, shit, I look like him enough to where if I just put on this and a little eye and whatnot, I can really be that character. I can appear as that character. He's done other shit where he'll go walking through places and doing stuff as Uncle Ruckus. And it's like, he don't have to think that way personally. I don't know the dude personally, but we see that character.
And he's not breaking character.
Yeah, so, yeah, bro, people, the reason we are where we are now is because these people don't care. All right, I related to the Princess and the Frog story. If y'all watch that, where Dr. Facilier is gotten into the ear of the dude on the side and say, if you fuck over that dude, I can get you in his position. So I think that's really what's happening with media right now. We just got people that's just trying to get in higher positions, not people that love and care. I'm sorry to keep going on in the other shit, but do y'all remember that fucking Star Wars video when they was announcing or talking about this Kenobi shit at their panel, and they had a High Republic like showing as well, and Justina Ireland, she was like talking about she's glad to make characters that look like her. But then she go in disrespect because she was like, I mean, we got Lando and Mace Windu. She was like, but Lando was a shitty character, and at least Mace Windu was a Jedi. So it was like, to them, power or a great character equals power. Mace Windu was more preferable to her simply because he was a Jedi. I don't even think she even not acknowledged his position, you know what I'm saying, as a Jedi, being on a Jedi council. But it's like these people are so on the surface, so superficial, that it's something just as simple as that, to where they think you should like this character. They're everything that you want. They're strong and powerful.
It's kind of like what Thomas Sowell would say. You don't want equity of opportunity. You want equity in outcome. So it wasn't enough just to have Lando Calrissian be pretty much just smooth talker. He's independent. He's not under the Jedi or the Republic. He's just himself. He actually owned the Millennium Falcon, got swindled out of it by Han Solo, but he's still a decent character. It's not enough to say that he's in the movie. He was pretty smooth. He had his own thing going for him, and even then they'll say even it wasn't enough for it to actually have a Black Jedi, and for it to actually be someone as strong-willed as Mace Windu or Samuel L. Jackson playing Mace Windu. I need my version. I need it right now. You know what I mean? You don't want the Black Stormtrooper because you had one in Finn, and you automatically made him over to be on the side of the rebels.
But you see those same people don't say shit about Finn's
and that's
treatment.
That's what I'm saying. You want your character in the highest position possible. Yep. It's kind of like when women will talk about certain things like with the pay wage gap. You're like, well, how come there aren't enough women that are CEOs? And you're like, well, are there enough women that want to be bricklayers, like Jordan Peterson said? Or are there enough women that want to be garbagemen? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you want what you want. You want that pay, but it has to be the title to go along with the pay for you to feel validated. Anyway, I mean, we try to wrap. We've been trying to wrap up for 15 minutes now. We keep going, but we pretty much gotta sign off, bro.
Fuck it, let's go and hit the 2-hour mark. We at 1:56. We'll end at 2 hours, people. We appreciate y'all being here. If y'all willing to stay and hear us just kind of ramble on, but we want to give y'all a good time slot, so some good content to go back to reference to listen to. So actually, man, let's just address the chat shit that y'all been talking to us. Let's talk back.
Yeah.
Watch Clone Wars seasons. Hold on. What?
No, I was the Idris Elba thing. Are y'all serious?
You saw?
Yeah, what?
Look, it could be a troll, bro. Hold on.
I hope it's a troll. Please don't play with me.
Watch Clone Wars season 7, episodes 9 through 12. Cream meat. I don't know what that means. I loved Clone Wars though, but I don't know specifically those. But I don't give a shit about Idris Elba coming out as trans. I more so give a shit about Idris Elba playing fucking Knuckles. That's what I care about. I don't want that strong voice ass Knuckles on my screen with Sonic.
I got you. It's just, again, I know we had this conversation yesterday. It was just us, but it's hard when you try to get these British Black characters to come over and play the worst versions of us. Like you said that you saw Idris Elba first in Girlfriends, and I saw him in The Office. So I thought, I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting character. I didn't know he was a serious character, but everyone else remembers him from The Wire, and everyone was so surprised they found out he's British. And that's the part of the problem I have, is that they take the British Black characters that may not have all the hold downs of the years of slavery and everything like that. They come in and play the worst versions of us, but when we talk to them, they're like, oh no, that was me and my mates, I'm not from Oxford and the Shire out this way, and we're down and over here, we our mates just go to the pub and we just hang out. But when this opportunity came for me to play this character in The Wire, I jumped at it and said, this is my chance to play part of the American gangster. And it's completely separate. They wouldn't have the hang-ups, but they can play the worst versions of us. So now that they're trying to attach Idris Elba with being this Black character, and if it's true that he's coming out and transitioning, Jesus, come on, man. Stop letting black people have to stop being other people's mascots. That's other nationalities, and that's other people with agendas they're trying to push.
Yeah, let fucking Ellen Page keep that attention right now.
Bro, no, so and that's the thing. Like, it makes it hard to want to watch the show because even like again in Shakespearean times, they would have men play all the roles. So men even played the women, but it was still a man. But he'd say no, and for this character, I'm a woman. The thing about Ellen going to Elliot is the fact that we don't care because your character is Vanya. You play Vanya on the show, but you're making it about your identity and saying, oh, well, my character can only be a man. Well, then now you wind up having a circular argument of if you're trying to be inclusive, you as a man now take a woman's role. Isn't that the patriarchy that you're trying to fight against?
Bro, I said on Twitter, for them to be fighting patriarchy so bad, they should let these niggas go over there and just say, all right, we taking over now. Women, you've had your turn.
Like that song by Akon, we taking over one city at a time.
Dude, I don't know why you so stuck on that or wanted us to respond. I told you, I don't give a fuck. I care more about the characters that they play. But what you were saying, Ego, is like, again, bro, the people that hired them, that I'm like, they get Idris Elba and they're like, you're not, like, you're black, but not
but
really.
You're not that black, right?
Not
You're
that black.
foreign.
You're not
foreign.
our blacks.
Right. Again, like even Chinwetu Ejiofor, everyone knows him from Four Brothers as the black gangster that was part of the trouble that killed the brother's mom. And so
I know him.
He's British.
I know him as the nigga that did the terrible Scar.
I know, man. I know you. It's like there's no bass in his voice. Nothing was actually threatening about him. Jeremy Irons had a deeper voice than he did. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That he said, yep.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. When you try to get these actors from overseas to play the worst versions of us, it winds up perpetuating the stereotype and makes it even worse. Because Black Hill Hop was like, yo, that's my dude, that's my ninja. He was gangster with it, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, no, that was the character I play, you know.
Like,
you got to look out for me.
Hold on, bruv. Don't touch me, bruv. That's all I know. I'm terrible at the accent, bro.
No, you got the bruv right. And so, they're always saying, they need to watch out for my new character. I was on the wire, but I play this character named Luther. He's he's a really good sleuth, and you really got to check it. It's on the BBC. So, and it can switch, and it's acceptable, and it's okay. So they can take on the role of the American blackness when the role suits them, but immediately throw it off if they feel like they're going to get typecasted. And for us that are Black American, we can't really do that. So that that's the main point I try to make when they have those characters, those people play the worst versions of us.
All right, I was gonna do another impression, but just fuck it. Y'all, we winding down. All right, some more people that just came into the chat. Y'all, I'm sorry y'all got here late. Okay, we winding down. We out. We trying to close out. Last comment, like Gangsta Miles Store, Tag Hammer and Hooded Armor. Yeah, bro, it's just getting bold with the racism, and as long as we praise it, give it money. When they say gay or black, then all of us are like, huh?
Ooh.
Me? I'm in there? Oh, shit.
You got like a meerkat, just...
Cause you see Spider-Man with them J's, go. I'm about to go give me some of them hoes, bro. I'm about to step into the Spider-Verse cleaner. Anyway, that's the shit that we get, though, bro. All right. Black people, stop accepting the sloppy seconds of whites, okay? I hate chillings. It is not a main form of sustenance, all right? Go get you some real food. Create your own shit. Young Ripper is doing that. People, go sign up to Ripperverse. It's a few people in here right now, okay? There was some probably came back and forth. There are people who are going to watch this video later on. Go to Ripperverse.com, okay? Subscribe to Young Rip on YouTube. All that good stuff. Support this. And then... bro, it's interesting because a lot of people see these companies as they're here. They need to be here. They have to be. This is the way. And this man is showing you the beginning. When it's a little egg, when it's a little baby, and it's growing. Like, you can be a part of this, people.
Ground floor.
But for good reason. Actually want it to succeed. All right. But yeah, we out. This has been episode number 14.
14.
14 of the Heroes No Capes podcast. It's been fun. Appreciate all y'all coming through in the chat. We ain't shit without y'all, except two dudes just sitting here fucking talking. And we can do that to each other. So we glad y'all find value in our opinions and willing to take time out today to be here. It's a cool Saturday. Saturday's a great day. All right, you don't gotta go enjoy yourselves. Go outside.
Please
go
do.
sweat.
Go out.
Go have fun. Go be a kid.
Yeah,
You know,
spend time with your family. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Don't turn into whiny adults. Learn how to be kids. You know. Anyway, all right, people. We out. It's been fun.
We out, guys.